All the links you need to join my chat or take action on the course or the mentorship are here. Otherwise, click that Twitter link to private message me. And everyone, it's Louis Crypto here. I'm back with another update for you. And today we're going to be looking at Theta Fuel, thanks to a subscriber of mine who actually took action over here and requested some TA over here on YouTube. And Gavin over here, we need to say thank you for bringing our attention to T-Fuel. I think I have actually made a video back in the 2021 bull market, but it's pretty much the end of it. And I did actually just make a video on Theta, so before you continue with this, I would actually suggest heading over to the Theta video. And I just wanted to show you, James over here was actually one of the first people to take action on this, and we made a video on Viot, which is a potential 100x gem in the last week. So I will link that in the top right corner, both of those videos. So thank you to Gavin today for the update on Theta Network as well as Theta Fuel. Today's price is 4.9 cent. Get used to it. That is how I say it over here. If you want me to be long, I'll say 0.049 dollars. No, I'm gonna say 4.9 cent. It's much easier, guys, because I'm just saying that because I had a few people in the last few days complaining, but it's not even wrong to say 4.9 cent. But anyway, the market cap over here, we are currently sitting at about 300, I don't know why that's now appearing, 300 million, with a circulating supply of about 6.1 billion tokens. So it's not capped, I don't think. It doesn't say max. Well, Theta is, so Theta Network is. Theta Fuel, I don't know if there is a max. It's not saying it here. For Theta Network, it is about 1 billion. Now, what is Theta Fuel? Well, if you've checked out my other Theta Network update, we know that they do actually reward you. And the rewards are basically the Theta Fuel. So that's for watching or even uploading videos on their network. But, also whatever. But, I'm going to look at the price now. We're going to head over to the Theta Fuel chart. So this was the Theta chart. Let's now find the T-Fuel. I'm going to click the crypto one. Please let... Oh, no, this is definitely BS. Sorry, guys. Oh, I should have found it before the video. But here we go, the Binance. Oh, see, I've done some TA in the past. Oh my gosh, these fibs, they are correct, but I haven't touched them for so long, and my fib settings are not like this. But look, we'll do some TA, which I did in 2021 for you guys. It's drawn since 2021. I think this was somewhat of a falling wedge which I'd drawn. And then we can see that I've marked out this key level. It's interesting because it still matters today. What this level is saying is if we can get above it as we did over here and hold it as support, we're looking at these for our targets. So as we can see, it actually did happen. We even went beyond the 1618. So we're going to do that again today to see where T-Fuel can go. Is T-Fuel a potential 100x token? I don't know. Haven't done the analysis on it yet. But wow, if it is, incredible. We'll see what the target is suggesting. We'll see how many X's that is. We'll look at some conservative targets today for you guys. But I will give you some more aggressive ones. But please understand, me personally, I would always be looking at the conservative targets as areas for take profits, because the best example is Bitcoin. Everyone was calling for 100k, 150k, 200, 250k. We didn't even go past the 1618, which was this over here, the 1618. $100, 100k was there, 200, 250k were the next ones, but we had not even cleared this one yet. So that's why we can't get too overexcited. For Theta Fuel, for T-Fuel, it did get above the 1618, but you can see it tricked everyone. Everyone thought we were going to $1. And did it go to $1? No, it stopped at another psychological level before that, which was 75 cents. So there you go. This is why I'd rather be conservative, and we'll do that today for you guys. But I wanted to show you briefly this analysis from 2021 over here, because it was saying if we get above this purple line and we hold this purple line, we'll go back to our high, and then to any of these three targets. Boom, we met all of them. We went through the final one, but we didn't manage to reach the two. And that's why I'm going to give you conservative targets today. So again, now I'm going to use some different fibs from the low to the high over here. And we can see that we didn't even come down to the 0.5 fib. So in actual fact, most of the time we do. So if this were to come down to here, it wouldn't surprise me. But we need Bitcoin to go to poo, basically, if you want to come down to these levels. Right now, it's found such a key vital level of support over here to the left. So I'm fine that is actually not coming down to the 0.5 fib, as long as we can reclaim the 382, in which we're actually struggling with. So that would suggest if we do start to top out here, which look at the moment is rounding off, so it could mean that we're trying to come down. I'll show you some key levels of support. but the first immediate one that we have over here is actually at around 3.1 cent. Let's mark that out. So this key area over here of 3.1 cent, the support is larger. This is just the lowest point of it, but there are, as we can see, wick rejections there. So if I wanted to draw a box, I could do something like this, but in my opinion, it's just a bit too big. So what I'm going to do is measure this nice rally that we had on the weekly time frame. I will scale down though, so it looks a bit bigger, and we can see this nice pump over here, which was a pump from the low point right down there all the way up to here, 170% move. So very nice gains in this beginning of the year. But now we've been consolidating for many months on end. In fact, since the beginning of February over here, we've been consolidating and returning to key levels of support. So when we create a high like this and with a wick rejections for me signals tops. So in the short term now, it's done going up. We're now going to either go down or sideways, and it shows down and sideways, so pretty much sideways. We're now ranging between the 618 here and a 236 fib, so quite a large area. In fact, let's check the percentages. So yeah, a 45, let's say, percent range, and we're just ranging between these two price points, between 4.4 cent and 6.5 cent over here, with today's price being 5 cent on the dot on the Binance chart, on the Binance exchange. So what I'm going to show you guys are some key levels of support. We have the 618 coming down to there, so you can say this is the golden pocket or whatever. This is just a key level of support going forward that I want to see maintained. Otherwise, we're going to create something called the reversal wave, where price could come back down to 3.7 or even 3 cents exactly. A nice psychological support. I like that we're above 3 cents. I like that it reversed exactly from there, so I know that it's a psychological level that is being held. As long as we maintain this and we create higher lows afterwards, we're going to continue up eventually. Sorry about that, I just punched my microphone. But what we can see over here, when we're using the Fibonacci's and measuring such a large wave up, we're expecting a correction back down, but then afterwards continuation in that original trend. So we might even get a nice rally up like this. We're just going sideways until a moment where we do go a little bit parabolic again, and then we do this sort of nonsense but at a higher level in the future. So this is what I'm seeing for Theta Fuel going forward. At the moment, we're holding key levels of support as long as these areas are being maintained, which is 4.3 to 4.4 cent. This is a higher low, higher than this low. We've made a high. We now need to go ahead and make a higher high, but we do need Bitcoin to behave. And on the lower time frames for Bitcoin, or on the daily, just like this, we had a similar candle yesterday on Bitcoin. It had quite equal lengths wicks. This one's got higher wicks to the upside, so suggesting that we're coming up into a resistance, rejecting it. So I'm going to make this simple for you. I've now marked out this high, which is in line with our 20 daily moving average. So a close above this would suggest I want to come back up to the 382 at 5.6 cent, a daily candle close above the 20 EMA, which is roughly 5.2, 5.3 cents. On the loss of this wick over here, which yeah, it is actually below the 0.5, but I'm going to wait for that because we can see the bodies are closing very nicely in line with that wick at about 4.6, 4.7 cent. So I'd wait for 4.7 cent to be lost, or a break above 5.3 cents, and then we will understand which way this is continuing. Come to the low and hold it, we're actually going to the top. Come to the high and we hold it, we're actually going to the bottom. So it's going to continuously do that until we either break below it and then go low, or break above it and go higher. So that's what we're simply waiting for on the daily time frame. And yeah, this candle yesterday, we had such a lot of volatility yesterday. I love when there's volatility in the market, because it's basically saying, okay, I've had enough of doing nothing, I'm finally moving. Whether that's up or down, I don't care. I just love when there's volatility. I hate it when nothing's going on. But I'm now going to head back up to the higher time frames here on the weekly time frame. And what I'm going to do is look for bull market targets here for T-Fuel. Now, we are currently below this moving average over here. It's the 200 weekly. I love the 200 weekly. Whenever any coin is below this, especially Bitcoin, that is the optimal entry point for Bitcoin. So whenever I see Bitcoin below the 200 weekly moving average, for me it's the optimal entry point, and we can see that currently T-Fuel is below it. So for T-Fuel itself, optimal entry point, Bitcoin is actually currently above the 200. So it already had its optimal entry point. But again, any price below the high over here at about 75 cents for me is a great buy, because one day will be above it. I like to do majority of my buying below the all-time high, simply because once we're above it, any investments above the high, you know, could be invalidated in the next upcoming bear market, once we've had the bull market, of course. But now I'm going to look at some targets for you guys. Again, today's current price is 5 cents. So if T-Fuel were to return just to where it was, this would be, again, a 15x over here. Let's say a 15x. Now, from current price to the first target over here, this would be a 35x for T-Fuel. And so that would be the first and conservative target. Now, to the second target over here, which again, I would actually believe this would be met, is about a 55x over here. And then if we were to get to the 1618, this could potentially be a 100x token here over on T-Fuel. So make sure you're doing some further due diligence and research on what the coin is actually doing. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. I'm literally just showing you, I'm just saying what I'm seeing, guys. Literally, that's it. And I know when I'm looking at Bitcoin over here and I'm using my Fibonacci's and I'm looking for bull market targets, we can see that Bitcoin came to the 1618. So why would I believe anything else over here when T-Fuel is suggesting the same thing? The same exact setup. Look, we did the same exact setup. Remember, I had those lines from 2021 over here, and they were showing that we should hit the 1618. And look at the confluence over here. So when we stay above this, in which we are currently, we will eventually meet all of these targets. We'll meet these as well: $1, $2.70, and $4.50. But now we've got a new one. I need price to close above 22 cents. That's my lucky number. As long as price here is below, we haven't got this bull market continuation. We can go up to there, but until we're above it, we haven't created the reversal wave. Now, creating the reversal wave would essentially suggest for returning back to the high over here and then looking for new price points. So as we saw previously when we drew out this purple line, which is now this dotted yellow one, once we are confirming that as support, as we can see in the past, we were forming this shoulder, head and shoulder, and then a double bottom, using it as resistance, we dump from there. So at some point in the future, we need to break above it. We could even say, is this a shoulder? Is this a head? And potential right shoulder over here. And then if it were to break out, retest the neckline, we'd be looking for a target from this point to this point, putting it on the breakout. And we can see that already T-Fuel is suggesting that $1.77 will be met exactly. So I can actually say now with some confidence, there are patterns suggesting a 35x already, guys. So from today's price at 5 cents, if you were to pick some up, this would be again 35 timesing your money. And then our actual target up here is a 100x from today's price. So if you were to put 1k, this could potentially be 100k. As simple as that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you do your own due diligence on this. And we need to thank Gavin today for those 2 updates on Theta Network and T-Fuel. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you want to take action on the course or the mentorship, or simply join my Discord community, where you will find trades just like this one, where you will be able to talk to people like Maximillionaire, Saudi billionaire over here with his 100x trades. Go and ask Max about his thought process. The only way you're going to be able to do so is by joining the community, and all the links you need are down in the description below. You can either private message me on my Twitter to get the discount links for the course and the mentorship, and again, these will be discounted for the next week. If you want to become a member, simply click the membership level, and here we go. This will be the first level in which you can join my community. And if we head over back to the home page, if you want to take action like Gavin and James did for for TA on any crypto over here on the YouTube channel, then you can simply click this link over here. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Please do like, subscribe and comment, and I hope that we do get this 100x from today's current price. You can see this was a head and shoulders, and this is pretty much the inverse of that. So we need to do something like that as well. So yeah, probably will be an inverse head and shoulders. Thank you guys.